Okay, Colton is here. Colton and Matt, you guys are both muted. You want to unmute yourself for this. Number two, as we start rolling, there should only be one person that's designated as the talker, which is the DS, unless you have to skip a turn or are volunteering to do longer pulls, which today, nobody's doing longer pulls. We're just rolling and we're going through formations and we're going to show you how to improve your TTT.
Awesome.
Okay, so I'm not trying to take over anything. I enjoy the chit chat as much as anybody else, but
yes,
we'll try and keep it to a minimum. And if you have questions, we'll try and designate person to answer the question. We have three very, very experienced TT people in this group tonight. Rudy Peters,
Yo.
Armando, who's celebrating his 55th birthday today, and myself. I told Armando earlier today that I'm 60 going on 16.
Happy birthday.
And yesterday, by the way, was Colton's birthday.
Oh, well, happy birthday, Colton.
Happy birthday.
And I missed it, but
Happy
Rudy
birthday.
had his 100th TT about, 2 weeks ago?
Yeah.
And so did Ron did too, a couple more weeks, probably another week before that.
It looks like it was a couple of weeks ago, but honestly, I haven't been doing very many TTTs, so I had that 100th a couple of months ago.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah.
40 seconds.
That's right, you haven't been on a lot recently.
No. I think this is TT number 104 or something like that.
Yeah, yep.
Apparently, I do one or two a month. Okay, I did get out a loose pull order. And basically, it's designed so that we can be in positions where we can watch everybody. I need to know that I can hear everybody. When we leave this TTT, which is now, you're not barreling out of the gate. You're just trying to get into a formation. Okay. So if the front pulls ahead of the back too much, it's really hard to get a line. If the back surges to the front, everybody loses out. Okay. So Ron is in front. I need Rudy on my wheel. Oh, and when I call out your name, I need to hear your voice. Say something.
Hey, Ron.
So Rudy, followed by Brett Hansen.
Yep.
Followed by Colton Behan. Yep. Colton.
I'm here.
You got okay.
Not bad.
Hey, after Colton is Armando.
Okay. Open up.
Brett, you surge to the front and then you stop pedaling. You're going to drop like a rock.
Yeah. Just trying to get on Rudy.
Okay, after Armando is Adam. Is it Burzak?
Yes, sir. Copy.
Brian Brothers, is that correct?
Yeah.
And then, sorry, M. Glace. I think it's Mick. Is it Mick Glace? Is Mick here?
He's there, but it's actually Matt.
Matt Glace. Okay, thank you. Thank you. Okay. So before I come off the front, I'm just going to say sometimes what we do in a team time trial is instead of having our first name on your Zwift ID, we have a number. So today, instead of it saying R Gallo, it should say 1 Gallo. And Rudy would be 2 Peters. And Brett would be 3 Hansen, etc., etc., etc. And what that does is it allows you to look over on the right-hand side and see that you are, in fact, following this person you're supposed to be following. I'm not hearing anyone on Discord. Yeah, yes, you should.
It's possible he's got it set up so it comes through the earpiece and not the speakers. I have that issue every time I log in.
Okay, so I am going to drop to the back because that's what you do when you come off the front. And Rudy's going to take over at 3 minutes. Okay, so Ron is easing. Rudy, when he says ramp up, he's not spinning. He's just maintaining pace. The only person that truly eases off is the person dropping to the back.
Yeah, and on a course like this, Ron, where it's flat, instead of power, I aim at my speed.
Yeah.
Everybody's power is going to be a bit different.
Okay, so I got Brett in front of me. I got to keep dropping back, so I need Colton.
Yeah, there's a gap
followed by
behind you.
Armando. Okay.
Second back.
Whenever we're in a team time trial, you need to know what the magic number is. And the magic number on this team time trial is 4. The fourth rider across is the one that scores points. Matt, ease up. I don't want you jumping out of rotation.
I might not be able to hear us.
I know.
He's not hearing us.
Rudy, are you recording Discord audio?
Yes, I am.
Okay, thank you.
And right now, if you look at I'm sharing my stream, just so people can see the line.
Okay. So Brian, you should be up in front.
Kind of off right now.
Okay, so this is what ends up happening sometimes. Early on in a TTT, this is called mobbing. We only want to mob on a hill. If we start mobbing and crowding the front riders, the front rider needs to come off or find a way of picking it up. But early in a race, everybody's got adrenaline. You need to be able to know how to manage your power output for the entire ride. And at any time, if you're the front riders, you decide to need to pick up the speed, you gotta say you're ramping up. Otherwise, you end up with this, where there's a 1 second gap. Now,
I'm sorry, Ron. When do you say you're ramping up?
if you're going to pick up your speed and you're on the front, you got to let the people behind you know that you're ramping up.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Okay? But watch the yo-yo. You just want to kind of feather in and feather out. See, I was still a little too fast, so I've crowded the front.
Yeah, we talked about that a little beforehand.
We have a team coming through. They're going faster. Don't worry about them.
Think there was anybody else?
Yeah, there was a team behind us. Coalition. Is there a best view to have set up when you're in the TT, in a TTT?
Everybody's kind of got their preferences. Myself, personally, I just use the default. A lot of times, a strong rider on the front will actually use view number 6, and the DS will float around the course and possibly will possibly use like the drone or
Nope.
the one that allows you to be
Check
able
on the
to
counter. That's the sink.
move. Okay, so Rudy, you've been up at the front for over 4 minutes.
Yeah, so I was going to just say, who wants to take over?
Brett Hansen is on your wheel.
Okay, I'm easing
So
off.
Brett, this is your opportunity to just hold the pace. So you've seen a speed, you've seen a power profile for you, you've seen a cadence. All of it just needs to be up a fraction because you're on the front with no draft.
Got a Colton mover on in front of me.
Okay, so Colton, I'm technically on Brett's butt, but you need to be in second wheel.
Yep. Okay. Go ahead.
Do not surge. Just pick up the pace a little bit and try and use the next 10 seconds to go all the way to the front. Brett, I'm not leaving you on the front for more than a minute.
All right.
Keep going, Colton.
I'm going to follow him, Ron.
Yep, and I'm going to ease off so that you two can go. That's the power of the draft when you're following a big guy, Colton. It's hard to get around him. It's all good.
If you get out of order, is it best to get back in order or just stay in the line?
If you're out of order, it depends on where you are in the rotation. If you're up in the front 4, the front 3, and you're out of order, you just have to time it properly. Okay, so Brett, we're going to get you to ease off.
Easy.
And Colton, I need you to try and push the pace just a little bit. You don't have to do a sprint. You just need to try and pull away without pulling away. Armando is right behind you where he's supposed to be. Ron is trying to ease off a little bit. Now, Colton, 5 seconds. I want you coming off for Armando.
He's off now. I'll take it.
Now,
And,
Colton, you go all the way to the back, but you count the riders as you're dropping back. And by the time you get to the 6th rider position, you need to feel like you need to work your way back into that line.
Hey,
if you
Ron.
miss the draft, you'll get dropped.
Hey, Ron, I'm going to stay right at the back in case somebody drops that needs pacing back up.
No worries.
Oh, Rudy, you want to be in front of you then?
Yes,
I'll
yes,
pull him
please.
behind you. Okay.
Okay, so after Armando, we've got Adam, Brian, and Matt.
Yeah. Adam, want to get in front of me?
Sure. All right.
So Brett, you should not be up in second
Take it
wheel.
easy.
Yeah.
Get on the power. Back off.
Yep. Coming back up.
There you go.
Falling back again.
Okay. And then after Adam, we should have Brian. You honestly should feel like when you're in recovery, you have recovered too much. But at this pace, it's hard to measure because, of course, we are going slow to begin with.
Oh, speak for yourself, Ron. As I've overtraded our per bit.
Yeah. Okay, so who do we got at the front right now? I think we got Armando.
Yep.
Armando.
So I'm going to let the birthday boy start to ease off.
Okay.
And look, somebody stop pedaling again. Never ever stop pedaling. Only feather. Okay, so Adam should be at the front. Adam's in the off jersey, followed by Brian. And your job, Adam, is to start trying to pull away easily without actually pulling away.
So Ron, talk about steering.
Yeah,
Couple
so
habits.
I'm just looking here, and I see Brian has it. Armando does not. Brett does not. Colton does. Rudy does not, and Matt doesn't.
Yeah,
So
Adam does too.
if you have steering, steering will actually give you a better line than if you don't. Now, if you don't have steering and somebody starts to crowd you, you will get pushed out. And that's a reason why we want to be careful that we're always following the wheel we're supposed to be following.
Yeah, I'm a little unsure. This is Brett. A little unsure of the rotation at this moment.
Okay, so Adam,
Yes, sir.
we're going to let you come off without actually stopping the pedal. You're just going to take all the pressure off the pedals and allow yourself to drop to the back while Brian picks up the speed and Matt follows. And again, Brian, what you're trying to do is pull away without actually pulling away.
Yeah.
A good metric to use from when you're in the front to when you're in group drafting, like the difference, look at your heart rate. When you're drafting, your heart rate will, depends on your fitness level, drop anywhere from 10, maybe even up to 20 beats a minute.
Armando, come back a little bit. You got to try and allow Brian to pull ahead and Matt to get in there. Matt's going ahead, Brian, so you can ease off.
Thank you.
So Matt, without actually putting in a whack of power to the point where you know you're pulling away, you just want to pick up the pace. And it has to be gradual. It almost feels like it takes your full 30 seconds to get to the power you want it to be at, so we don't split the group. So there's your 30 seconds. I'm going to leave you up there for another 30 because there's just a small little gap. So now, Matt, you start easing off, and I start ramping up. So our numbers should swap. Matt's not on.
That's a 4-second gap there.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry to push it.
Okay, Ron's just going to hold and let everybody catch back on. So my second wheel is Rudy, but he's watching everybody in the back. So I'm expecting Brett to take second wheel.
Okay, I'm
They're
gonna
rolling away, Adam.
start pulling guys back up.
Yeah. Okay, I think we got another group in our mix.
Oh, they're a ways back.
Okay.
Or it's an individual rider.
Oh, okay. Okay, watch out, because Matt was forced to yo-yo.
Hey, still got no Discord.
I know.
But I know I shouldn't have went with the disc wheel.
Matt had audio to start. As soon as we started riding, he lost it.
To have him restart it.
So I'll show him some stuff when the ride is done. Okay. So that's not a bad line. I think we have Adam. You see where it says puck and BCR and all the rest of that? You're going to need to change your team name to OTR. Okay, so the middle of the group is bunched up because there's no direction. So right now, I got Rudy at the very front, followed by Brett, and Colton should be third wheel, followed by Armando. So Colton, don't let the gap between you and second, don't let it form. You close it. That's your job, Colton.
On it.
After Colton is Armando.
Okay, Brett, I'm going to ease up a little bit to let them catch on.
Armando and Adam, if you're noticing that a rider in front of you cannot close the gap, it is now your job to help close the gap and actually pass that rider. So Colton, if somebody closes the gap for you, you've lost that position and you now have a new wheel to follow.
Yeah, Adam, you dropped too much in power when you caught up to me.
Yeah, I know. Pushing a little too hard.
Okay.
Yeah, so where Sauce will help you see what the draft is doing.
Yeah. So we've all bunched up because the back surged and the front eased off. The two groups did it too much. The front eased too much and the back was pushing too hard. Well, what we want to do is even at the front, if you know that there's a gap, you just want to hold the pace and see if the back can close it. And then once the back closes, we can get back into rotation, meaning Rudy can come off and Brett can move to the front. Okay, so this is an interesting course. It's not hard. It's mostly flat. But here we have a couple of minor rollers where everybody has to pay attention. If we allow gaps to form now, the rollers will magnify them. So sometimes what we do, and we'll do this on the Aqueduct KOM, is we will just hold the front rider and let everybody else mob onto that front rider because it's a hill and we lose the draft anyways.
Okay, here's the first step.
So now if you're starting to drop, you know you got to dig. There has to be a little bit of an effort. Not so much so that you pass 5 riders, but enough that you keep gaps closed or fill gaps that are forming. So you see how there's a gap forming between 2 and 3? Need somebody like Adam and myself to close it.
Second bump.
Push too hard.
Just allow yourself to fall in there. Okay. This is literally the KOM segment. Brian, Matt can't hear us. And the last instruction he was given was to stay on your wheel. So you need to be in front of him. As this flattens out, we'll let the line form and we'll worry about position after. Okay, so I'm looking, and it appears that I've ended up with Brett at the front. Need Colton in the mix because Adam has moved up significantly. Armando is up there.
Don't slow down, Colton.
Don't slow down, Colton. You need this hill to give you momentum. There you go. Okay, Ron's going to slip out of the middle of the pack again. Everybody is tight. So let's pull that line out. Colton is not going to pull at this time. Armando, if you can't, then Adam's going to take over.
No.
Okay, so we're going to go Adam, Brian, and Matt, followed by Ron.
Oh, I'm there now, Ron.
Okay. Allow yourselves to pull apart a little bit. Adam, we need to stretch the line just a little bit. So you're going to pick up the pace as you go past Armando. That means that Brian and Matt, who can't hear me, need to follow those wheels.
Go ahead. Matt, Adam.
Adam, Brian, Matt, followed by Ron.
Okay, Colton.
After Ron, Rudy,
drop form.
Brett, and Colton. Okay, Adam, try and get me to 25-30 with a little bit of a push, and then let Brian take over. So Adam, you're easing off. Brian, you're ramping up. Now that doesn't mean sprinting.
No. We're doing 25 miles an hour. I'm going to keep it at 25.
I do recommend changing your display to show metric.
I'll do that.
Yeah, because people use watts per kilogram. They talk about distances in kilometers.
And it's a centralized measurement.
I haven't done kilometers since I raced in Europe.
So Zwift Hack runs sauce, run that Imperial, run Zwift metric. So you have both.
Okay, so at 30, you might as well ease off and let Matt take over.
All right, easy enough. That was fun.
Okay, so Matt knows he's on the front. I'm going to leave him there until I call him off, see what he does.
Okay, just a heads up. Once we get past this sprint segment coming up, there's a series of small rollers before we get to the Dragon Road. And that consists of 3 short little climbs.
If Rudy is not up at the front, Brett, you got to be on my wheel. Rudy's watching the back.
Yep, I'm following you. Trying. I'm trying right now.
Yeah, I'm acting like a caboose.
Okay.
Coming.
Colin, what's your weight?
Me? Colton?
Yeah.
163.
Colton might be as light as you, Armando.
Yep.
Bunch of squirrels.
I lost 20 pounds.
So that's something I notice every time I fall back though. It tends to open a gap. It seems like the riders that I'm drifting back behind aren't passing up to keep it tight.
Correct. That's one of the reasons why we always need to make sure we stay behind the rider we're supposed to and not allow a gap to form. Okay, so Brett, excellent job back there. I am coming off in 5 seconds. You're taking over.
Yep.
After
All right,
Brett
wrap it up.
should be Colton. Colton, if you are not pulling anymore, you just have to tell us, and you stay in fourth wheel.
Just figuring this all out.
Yeah, no, you're doing good.
Yeah, now one of the tricks to riding these rollers well, especially if you're a bigger guy, is you want to power over the top of them, because they'll give you that little extra burst of speed going down, and gravity and momentum will carry you about halfway up the next hill, little roller, before you really got to do anything.
Whereas it's the exact opposite for the lightweights.
Exactly.
It's like power all the time.
Power up, you know where to stop.
You need to power up on the downhill and the flat, because
Yeah.
you're just going to fly up the front anyways. Okay, we got an excellent looking line. You guys are doing great. So we only have 6 kilometers. It's all rollers. Just watch, because one of us, Rudy, Armando, or myself, are going to tell you when we're going to mob. Essentially, the geography of the road, the topography, if you will, it does it anyways. But you just need to know. If we're mobbing a person like you, Colton, who's a lightweight, your job is to get to the front.
Okay.
Any rider that's been struggling on the course need to get to the front. In a race scenario, a DF will make a calculated risk about not waiting for a rider that starts to fall back, because we only need 4 to cross the line. But on Tuesday, that means we can really only lose 1 rider, because you don't want a technical at the line and have to wait for a long time for a 4th rider to come through. So you always want to make it to the line with 5. So tonight, technically, we can drop 3 of you. You need to develop that hungry attitude, be competitive, and say, that's not me tonight. Okay, so as this smooths out, you get more recovery, the straighter the line. We do finish on a sprint segment, by the way. You guys will be released on the corner. You can go at your will. See if you can get a PR.
The sprint is 190 meters long, in case anybody wants to know.
But we still have 3 good little hills, 3 little bumps that we got to get over. In a TTT, you should still be in line. So we haven't been calling pulls here for a little while because we've been going over the little rollers. But in those little rollers, you can still hold the line. So Adams, you've been up there at the front for a while. I know Brian is right on your tail. We'll let Brian pull for a little bit and see if Matt takes over second wheel. There he comes. Okay, I'm going to let him in there. Good job, guys. Okay, he's in second wheel, and I'm right on him.
Okay, we got the first of 3 bumps coming up around the corner here.
So these will be mobbed. If you're in the back 4, you're going to have to dig a little bit to close the gap. And just stay up with the front rider. If you're the front rider, try not to gap and drop us all. Small gap forming between 6 and 7. Good job, Brett. Still a gap. Might have lost number 8.
Catching up.
Okay, we're slight downhill before we do the next one.
Now, this course is not TikTok, but it's very much like TikTok. It's pretty easy.
I love this course.
Uh-oh.
Who's at the uh-oh?
That's me.
Here's the second bump.
Colton, you good?
No, he's not.
Manners drop? Power loss? I think Colton lost his trainer.
Yeah. He is frozen in the course. And that's a technical. So if he was the 4th rider, guess what?
Yeah.
Go get it.
So this is another mob area. And because we've lost the rider, you have 2 choices. Just power through, or just ease off a little bit and see if you can close the gap. Given that we're only 2 kilometers from the end, and we have more than 5 riders, Colton becomes the sacrificial lamb.
Oh, Matt. Oh, he's there. Come on, Matt.
Watch out. Colton's going to come.
There he is.
Colton's going to come through.
Oh, that's Matt.
Oh, that's Matt.
So when this happens, do I automatically catch up or no?
You cannot
No.
catch up. No, it's a
Yeah,
race.
no way. Yeah.
It's like being on the road.
In a TT, it doesn't matter as long as you're not the 4th rider.
Okay.
Okay, here's the last one. Stay on, Adam.
Easy there, Adam.
Nicely done.
Is anything coming back for you or what?
Yeah, I'm going through my phone. Just connecting everything. There you go.
That's the car. Just finish it up.
There you go.
Okay, remember you can sprint.
I wouldn't know it any better. I swear my phone's doing a better connection to my computer.
Ah.